So I'm from Mount Holly, Vermont, and I go to VTC and I'm in the diesel program.
My name is Hawa Dunn. I use she, her pronouns. I'm currently a senior at Champlain College, majoring in social work and with a minor in social justice.
My name's Ira Thurber. I'm from Bradford, Vermont. I went to Thetford Academy for high school, and now I am a double major at the University of Findlay for equine training and riding emphasis. And currently my second major is business management, but I might be switching that to biology next semester.
My name is Jackson Greenleaf. I attend St. Michael's College. I'm a media studies major, but I'm thinking about picking up a second major in philosophy as well.
Caleb Harvey. I'm from Castleton, Vermont. Right now, I'm in Homer, Alaska. I'm a member of the United States Coast Guard.
My name is Martha Adams. I live in South Royalton, Vermont. I grew up around here. I dropped out of high school and then went back and got my high school diploma through Vermont Adult Learning. I have a 5-year-old son, and I've been married to my husband for 11 years, and I am now a sophomore at CCV, getting ready to transfer to either Champlain or UVM.
My name is Meadow Yvonne. I am at the University of Bridgeport in Bridgeport, Connecticut. I'm actually in my sophomore year here at UB. I'm majoring in dental hygiene, so this is my first year in the dental hygiene program.
It's been really difficult, and the switch to online with some older professors that aren't exactly tech savvy has been interesting. And it's also been really difficult because we haven't been able to have the hands-on lab experience that we normally do.
The biggest thing about COVID was about adjustment and sort of adaptability to all the changes that were happening. Students weren't the only ones that were adapting. The colleges were also adapting because they were trying to figure out how they were going to support their students and whatnot. And so it was really just go with the flow and like be as patient as possible. With the more virtual world, there's a lot more communication that needs to go in to be like heard correctly, to get your needs met from professors, from other students. One of the hardest things was the lack of interaction with campus life, because I wasn't like always completely involved, but I was pretty involved. Just seeing my peers every day in class, walking to classes and whatnot, going to the library. But it did give me that time and that space to just slow down and sort of think about me and think about what I wanted and what I needed.
The most confusing thing is just the way that classes get structured, because every school is different. And for us, like we have in-person classes, but we also have online classes. And then we also have hybrid classes, which is a mix of both. And those are where it gets really confusing because sometimes you're in the classroom, sometimes you're not. It changes depending on how many students can go and how the teachers are. So it's just a lot of moving pieces with already the college load that you get. So that's definitely been a bit more difficult. And then as well as just being in public and the rules of some things you can do and some things you can't do.
The most challenging thing about COVID for me was I thought it was pretty isolating, like being at school and not really being able to see like outside friends or family, or like really being able to have access to like the full like college experience, I guess.
College for me has been like pretty time consuming and stressful because I was learning from home. I did kind of miss that like social aspect of college.
I think the hardest part was getting closer with people and creating these bonds, because the only opportunity I got to talk to people was like in breakout rooms, and usually they would only last like a couple minutes.
Well, it was hard to switch. I really like in-person classes. I'm really hands-on, so the teacher we can, have that time with the teacher. It's a little bit different online.
The military's put on certain restrictions that make it harder for us to do normal, like everyday life stuff. So like I'm not allowed to really like go out in public. The gym is actually locked down right now too. I can only go if it's on a Coast Guard installation, but there's no Coast Guard installation around that really has a gym. So that's pretty tough for me. So it's been home workouts and running outside pretty much.
My program, we're very hands-on, obviously, so that's been really hard because we've been having to teach ourselves a lot of how to use our instruments and things like that. And it's been definitely tough. Online lectures has been hard. It's hard to sit in front of a computer and try to focus. You know, you sit in front of a computer for 2 or 3 hours and you do that 2 to 3 times a day. It's been hard. Our library hasn't been open as much. Earlier this week, we started eating in our dining hall again. It's only been takeout from our dining halls.
I mean, I haven't gotten sick in like a year and a half. So, I mean, that's pretty cool. Usually I get sick like 2 or 3 times a year. There's also like a lot more financial help, I think, that came with COVID because of not being able to work as much and it being harder to find a job, which has been helpful.
I've been able to work and make more money and incorporate hands-on experience as a base level entry mechanic at a shop. So that's been pretty cool.
For me, like my silver lining was my roommate. We got along really well. And I think like if it weren't for her, like I definitely wouldn't have joined like as many clubs or like done as many things at school. So I really enjoyed like being able to get to know her.
I spent 4 years traveling to high school, like from my town in Georgia to Essex. So I was always like, I had to get up early and like get ready. And then it's like a 30-minute drive to my high school. So my silver lining was I didn't have to do any of that. I didn't have to get ready. I didn't have to travel.
It was fine because in general, I'm just pretty quick to like adapt to things. And considering a few months of high school were already online, and also the work was, I think, easier because they were so lenient with like you can use notes for literally everything. So every quiz and test getting below a B was pretty hard to do, honestly. And I think just in general, professors usually would be more lenient during like a pandemic because it's tough for a lot of people.
It was hard at first not having the in-person time, but then once you figure it out, and now we've been in it for a little while, so it's a little bit easier to reach out to your teacher and be like, hey, can we schedule a Zoom, or hey, can we schedule a phone meeting, and to realize that they're really still there for you just as much as in person.